Hare Krishna, everybody. Thank you for coming to the Sunday program. So every Sunday we have this evening program where we discuss scriptures. We talk about saints, and I've not connected yet, Prabhu. That's okay. I'll just hold it. Yeah. We can switch off this. Yeah. Sorry. So we start with the small kirtan, and we can do lead and follow, and I will say one line and you all can repeat after me. Okay. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Banachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Kala Chanji Radha Kala Chanji Radhe. Jaya Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radhe. Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Hare Krishna. Welcome to our Sunday Fest program. And today is a very, very auspicious day. As I was sharing earlier when we were chanting, it is the disappearance day of His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj, who is the spiritual master of Srila Prabhupada, who came to West in 1965 to give us this knowledge in English. So we'll discuss a little bit of, so all day today we had wonderful pastimes of His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj, various senior Vaishnavas today. And this time what we will do is we'll take a full perspective that how do I relate with this? Okay, so he's Prabhupada's guru. Prabhupada came and did something. I'm here in the temple to connect with Krishna. So how do I relate this? Right? And why is it so important? I want to do arti, I want to do darshan, I want to eat nice prasadam and go. How is this personality important for me? I think so. For that, we will take a little bit, dive into a few concepts. One is that what is this knowledge that we have here that Srila Prabhupada gave us, and how is it relevant to me today? Why is this temple relevant to me today? Is it just the place of coming on Sunday or another day or Tuesday? Pick a day, right? So, every culture has certain days that you go and pay obeisances, do a little bit of a spiritual thing, and then go back to our normal life. Because I do not want to get disturbed. I've done my good stuff, now I want to go and enjoy. Is that the meaning of life? And if that is the meaning of life, what is the point in going even to temple? Because I can actually enjoy with my own means. I have nice job. I'm giving an example. Oh, I have a nice job, I have a nice family, I have a nice house, nice car, everything is working fine, and I'm not sick, and I'm not old. I'm happy. Why should I change anything? And so when Srila Prabhupada came in 1965, he established these temples, but essentially temple has much bigger meaning to it. It's not just the place that you come for 1 hour, half an hour, or do darshan and then you go somewhere else. Temples are meant to be the place of education, spiritual education. There are two kinds of education described actually. One is called apara and another one is called para. One is for material progress and one is for spiritual progress. So why is the education, which is the spiritual education, that is important for us? Can we also get the mic so we can have conversation? If it is working. Or you can put the batteries in it. Huh? Oh, there's mic is right there. Under that, yeah. So, why do I need a spiritual education? Is the question. When everything is working fine with my material education, I go to wonderful college, and I have nice degree, and now I have a nice job. I'm either a doctor or an engineer or an accountant, a business owner or something I'm doing. Maybe motel owner. Why do I need that? So we have to understand and see this from the lens of the scriptures only, that really what is the life we are leading and what is the meaning of life in this human body. The scriptures tell us that there are 4 typical miserable situations that we go through in our life. Anybody wants to guess what are the 4 situations that we have to go through? What sufferings? What are the 4 sufferings? Thank you. Prabhu, can you pass the mic, please? You want to share the sufferings? Closer.
Hello? Okay. I would say one suffering is the food.
Food, yes. Absolutely. If you don't have food, it is very hard to live.
Television?
Television is a suffering.
Radiation?
Well, some people say, oh, television is fun.
Not being able to control your emotions.
Not being able to control emotions, yes. Thank you. And it can create suffering at every level. You could be rich, poor, or whoever you are, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Anybody else wants to add what are the sufferings? Yes, Prabhu.
What about mental problems? That's suffering too?
What?
Mental problems.
Mental problem? It can be, yes. It can be a suffering.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Say like if a person has mental problems, they think of Krishna all the time. Will they see Krishna forever?
Yes. Regardless of mental status, we can still reconnect with Krishna.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else has any other comments about suffering? Yes, Prabhu. He wants to share.
Birth, death, this is old age.
Thank you very much. all answers are right, but the fundamental sufferings are birth, old age, disease. Yes. Yes, thank you very much. Birth, old age, disease, and death. Right? And when we're talking about two type of education, material education versus spiritual education, material education actually does not teach us about birth, old age, disease, and death, and what happens after death. In fact, it actually takes us away talking about death, talking about old age, and talking about disease. Unfortunately, that is the reality. We could be the richest person on this planet. We could be the most powerful person on this planet. We could be the most famous person on this planet. We could be the poorest on this planet. It doesn't matter. Of course, it matters, but when you look at the spectrum of four sufferings, it doesn't matter. It comes to everybody. And if you have not experienced old age, please ask whom you think who is old. It is very, very difficult to be in old age, and it is very difficult to be in old age and disease together. Extremely difficult. And, I've heard from one of the wonderful saint here that it's like, think of this as the traffic light. The green light is like youth, green light becomes yellow light, which is our middle to old age. Yellow light does not become green. It becomes red light, meaning leaving the body at some point of time. And if we understand this reality, and if we understand this fundamental principle of life, that time we look for answers, and that's come, okay, so what is the purpose of human body? And that is the knowledge Srila Prabhupada actually came to give to West on the order of his guru, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who is here, who specifically gave him an instruction, I believe in 1922 when he met him first time, that please preach in English and go to West. And of course, initially, Srila Prabhupada was a grahastha and he has a family and everything is going on. But he was very, very serious. He continued listening to his Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And I believe he had conversation with him only 2 times. Prabhu, can you correct me? Twice he talked to actually have this conversation. And the only question he asked that, what can I do for you? Is that right? Srila Prabhupada asked that question. So the conversations between, actually Srila Prabhupada was only listening to him. But I learned that he actually did not ask questions to him. He would always listen what Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur would preach. And sometimes the preaching goes 3 hours, 4 hours, 7 hours. Everybody is gone, only Srila Prabhupada is sitting there. And so when he gave him an instruction that you go to West and preach in English, Srila Prabhupada said that, well, this whole freedom fighting movement is going on in India. Anybody has parents who lived during freedom fighting movement in India? Or grandparents? I'm sure grandparents are there. If not parents. Yeah, my parents lived at that time. He said, there's a whole lot that needs to happen in the country. Country has to be free from British first, and then spiritual journey can start for people. And Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, no, that will go on. You have to free the whole world. Right? It is not about just the community or place. It is for the whole world. So when you go to West and preach from this biggest city in the world, everybody would listen. And so that's when the Srila Prabhupada's journey started on the instruction of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And the journey needed preparation. You can't just go and start preaching in an unknown country where he came in 1965. In America, when there was no way of communicating, like it was not easy, or I don't know if cell phones even were there at that time. Probably were there. Only in defense sector or something. But normal people did not have. There was no WhatsApp, no smartphone. Some of you cannot even imagine life without iPhone, right? Can you imagine if there was no iPhone, what would happen? You cannot imagine? She will be depressed. So imagine he came at that time. There was a lifetime of preparation for more than 30 years to come. So he gave up those 30 years to come to give this knowledge what we are talking and why it is relevant today. Like exactly what you said. If I don't have iPhone, I will feel depressed, right? That is the fundamental concept and first principle that comes out of Bhagavad Gita, that we are living the identity which is our false identity. So what happens in the material world, Srila Prabhupada explains in Bhagavad Gita, that we all come to material world when we are born, and then we start acquiring different identities. These identities are known as, sometimes we say, okay, who are you? And I would describe, oh, I am a managing director of so-and-so company, or I am a project manager, or my name is so-and-so, or I have this business. If you are a child, you would say, oh, I am a 7th grader in so-and-so school, this is my name, I play flute, etc., etc. That would be your introduction. These are called material identities. These are not our real identities. And these are taken away in same lifetime multiple times. Meaning, I'll give you an analogy to understand this concept of false identity with an example of, suppose you have a very nice expensive car and you're driving that car. Everybody looks at you, oh my God, look at that car. And I start calling that as my identity. I am that car. Because I own that car, or I own that beautiful, very big, mansion. I become that mansion, or I have that title. I become that title of the company. And in the same lifetime, those titles can be taken away. And I've gone through it. I've been laid off. Suddenly my title was gone. I was leading a company of team of 2,000 people all over America. And suddenly I felt that, oh my God, how are they going to live? They were all dependent on me. And now their life will be miserable. I had 20 customers. So I was in technology. I said, oh my God, these customers will not survive. Guess what happened? I did not have job for 10 months. Everybody lived happily. Everybody survived very well. Nobody missed me at all. And that was a turning point for me also. So understand this. There are so many examples I can give you from our modern history about this identity crisis that we create with our mind. Like how she responded, if I don't have iPhone, I will be depressed. That is the new generation, that in elementary school, middle school, the identity is the phone, identity is certain thing externally. And when that thing is not there, or somebody has better than that, I go into identity crisis. Right in elementary school, identity crisis start there, which translate into midlife crisis eventually. Are you with me so far? Right. So, understand what is happening in midlife crisis. What is happening in midlife crisis is, nobody listens to me. My children are not listening to me. Community is not cooperating. My husband or my wife is not cooperating. I must leave this relationship. I don't know what to do in my life. There's no meaning to life, etc., etc. These are the symptoms of midlife crisis. So that does not start at midlife. That starts right when we are born. It just manifests in bigger form in midlife. That is the core problem that we all have, because we are chasing the goals based on material understanding that I will be successful and happy if I become this. And interestingly, when we become that, and if you become actually happy and satisfied, one is considered fool because you don't want to grow anymore. Really? You're satisfied? You should have another goal now. And another goal, and goal after that, until you die. So we keep chasing these material goals, and when death comes, or old age and disease comes, they become meaningless at that time. Completely meaningless in the same lifetime. That is what Srila Prabhupada explained. And once we understand the problem, then it starts making sense. And we can look at the example around us. So many examples, so many famous people. Take from the richest people on this planet. Whether Steve Jobs from Apple, or Bill and Melinda Gates from Microsoft, or many others, or who's the guy? Car guy. Elon Musk, and many others, right? Jeff Bezos, etc., etc. Everybody has their share of sorrow and pain that they are not able to do anything about it. I'm not making fun of them. I'm making that they are very successful people. They're very innovative people. Yet, old age, disease, and death, and the pain is still there with them. You can see their videos that how Melinda Gates, who was the richest woman on the planet, when their divorce happened with Bill Gates, what did she say in an interview? She said, for 10 years, she had no idea why she living. Every day she would sleep on the floor and wake up with no meaning in her life. What is she going to do next day? And I can give you many, many examples. You take Olympians. You take, Simone Biles, who walked out of the Olympics right at the stage that I will not perform. I'm going through serious depression and issues that I need to work on. Talk about this guy, swimmer, Michael Phelps, most decorated Olympian. After getting so many Olympic gold medals, which he spent 20 years practicing to get there, gave pretty much all his life to make that aim. Ultimately, he said, I want to commit suicide. And so on and on and on, right? So we need to understand from these examples that really these four things are so prominent and sometimes subtle when we are young and energetic, but they manifest and they become prominent as soon as we start growing a little bit more. And if we do not give spiritual education to our children today, they will not know how to face it. Remember, the idea of a spiritual education is not that sufferings will not come to me on a material platform. They will 100% keep coming. Our children will go through sufferings. They will go through relationship issues, health issues, everything. But if they understand the spiritual education that Srila Prabhupada gave us, they will be empowered to deal with it very happily. They will not be bewildered by that change. And so there's a beautiful verse in Bhagavad Gita that is one of my favorite. If you have phone, you can use actually, the site is called vedabase.io. You can Google it, go there, and we can do a little bit of reading together. Let me know if you have that open. It's called vedabase.io. And when you go there, you will see different icons. There is an icon, first book called Bhagavad Gita. You click on that. And there you will see various chapters. Go to chapter 2 of Bhagavad Gita. And let's read verse number 2 there. Sorry, 14, 2.14. Let me know if you got it. You got it? Okay. So, you can repeat after me. Matra sparshastu kaunteya Shitoshna sukha dukkada Agma pai no nityas Tam stikshista bharata. So this is 2.14, chapter 2, very, very beautiful chapter. It summarizes entire Bhagavad Gita and the translation that Srila Prabhupada did. It says that the translation says, O son of Kunti, the non-permanent appearance of happiness and distress and their disappearance in due course are like appearance and disappearance of winter and summer season. They arise from sense perception, O sign of Bharata, and one must learn to tolerate them without being disturbed. Right? So what is happening here is that, think of the seasons. You have a greenery and then suddenly the leaves are gone. That is how happiness and distress work in our life. That is material life. No matter who you are, you could be top of the world, you could be poorest person on this planet. It works exactly the same way. That is the nature of the material energy. And that is how our body works. We are going to get old, we are going to be diseased, and we are going to die. Our children are going to get old, they are going to be diseased, they are going to die. If we do not talk about it, we can live in our own dreams. It is going to happen. If we empower them, they can deal with it very, very well. And they will be much happier on this planet while they live. So, Matra Sparshas tu Kaunteya, meaning the happiness and distress and their disappearance in due course are like disappearance of winter and summer. They keep going no matter how much we plan. How many of you plan that tomorrow is the day, Monday, it is my distress day, so let me plan for it. Now I want to have all my problems to come on Monday, and that's how I'm going to plan my life. Every day we plan for actually how do I be happy next day? How do I be happy more next day? How do I make sure that nothing comes? Yet they come. Happiness also comes, distress also comes. So that's what Srila Prabhupada explained. That's why he came all the way from India in a cargo ship for 2 months with no money with him. He begged for getting the ticket to get here, and he had 2 heart attacks on the way. Yet he traveled. Yet he came. He did not know anybody. Can you imagine? You come to America in a cargo ship and knows nobody in America. In winter, you land in Boston, somehow you land up in New York and do not know where to go. There's no WhatsApp, no Instagram, no nothing, no phone to call a friend. At the age of 70. It's only because of compassion and love. And that compassion and love he got from Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who gave him this instruction that if you do not go to West, do not preach in English, the world will be deprived of this whole movement, which is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement. You have to take. People are suffering all over the world. But only when you go to the most advanced, materially advanced city in the entire world, then the world will listen to you. And to fulfill his desire, he took this pain to come here. That is the greatness of the Guru Parampara and the Guru Tattva. What is a Guru? Srila Prabhupada is a Guru. His Guru is Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He has a Guru. And the Guru has a Guru, and so on. The purpose of the Guru, anybody wants to share? What is the purpose of Guru? Yes. To bring closer to Krishna. Thank you. Anybody else has any other definition? Yes, Prabhu. To show the path to get out cycle of birth and death. Yes. To share wisdom. Go ahead. Say it again now that you have mic.
To share the wisdom with the younger generation.
Share the wisdom with younger generation. Absolutely. Passing that wisdom to the younger generation. So Guru essentially is the one who removes the darkness from our life. Who connects with Krishna, as you said, right? That is Guru. There is no other business. Srila Prabhupada says the Guru is like a postman who delivers the knowledge as it is and connects with the Father. Has nothing to do with, you become my disciple for my pleasure? No. That is not the purpose of the Guru. So, this is one litmus test to find who is really an authentic Guru. Right? This question keeps coming that, so there are so many Gurus. I see this, do that. There are a lot of titles in front of the Guru. First thing is that Guru must have a Guru. He must surrender. This shows the humility and surrender. If one says that, no, I do not need Guru, but you all need to surrender to me, that person is not walking the talk, number one. And that goes against the Shastras. 3 things have to be in line to validate. One is Guru, Sadhu, and Shastras. Shastra says one must surrender to a Guru to get knowledge. And so this knowledge comes, we all go to college and schools primarily because we want to get the knowledge. But when it comes to spiritual education, we think that I can just read some book and I go to temple for 15 minutes or maybe 2 hours on Sunday and done. It is not going to take us anywhere. I'm sorry. It's a good thing to come, by the way, not discouraging, but we need to elevate. Today we are talking about Guru Tattva. Today we are talking about Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Today we are talking about Srila Prabhupada. We need to understand why they have sacrificed everything that they had, including family, only for this compassion for the entire humanity, that we are suffering with old age, disease, and death. We must know our identity and we must turn back to God. As she said, connect with Krishna. Are we good so far? Anybody has any specific comment? I want to share one more verse from chapter 2, if everybody's okay. Other one is, if you still have your phone open, is the previous one, 2.13. Another amazing lesson that we get from this knowledge that coming from Guru Parampara. Dehino ismin yada dehe kaumaram yovanam jara tatha dehantara praptir dhiras tatra namoyate. Who has mic? Somebody wants to read the translation if you have your phone open. Who has phone open? He has.
As the embodied soul continuously passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. A sober person is not bewildered by such. Hare Krishna.
Right? So what is it saying that? A soul continuously passes in this body. One time I was a newborn baby. Then I was 7-year-old baby. I was a teenager. And I was in mid-20s and 30s, and now I'm in mid-50s. Soon, if I happen to live more, I might be in 60s, 70s, and so on. So the body is completely changing. I do not have the body when I was born. Actually, on scientific platform also, the body has completely changed. Each part of the body, each organ of the body made of these cells die and regrow, right? It's said that within 7 years, it changes completely. So we don't have this body actually, what we all had. So then who are we, is the question. If we are not this body, which is completely changed, we must be something else. And that is what Srila Prabhupada want us to understand very, very clearly. The first lesson that, or maybe second lesson here, is chapter 1 is another lesson. Second lesson here, that we are not this body. We are the soul. And then further it is explained in Bhagavad Gita. Later is that, no, it is verse, chapter 7, verse 4. I'll read the translation to manage the time a little bit. Our bodies are made of, external bodies are made of 5 core elements. Anybody knows what are those? Who's saying? Mike. Thank you, Prabhu.
Earth, air, water, fire, ether.
Yes, thank you very much. These are the core elements. Entire creation is made of these elements. So at the time of death, what is happening? The body, external body, is actually merging with these 5 elements. That is called externally death. Then there is subtle body. In the same verse says, subtle body made of 3 core elements. What are those 3 core elements? Mind?
false ego, intelligence, mind.
Yes, mind, intelligence, and false ego. It's called subtle body. And inside that is soul, self, which is just watching the whole movie. So at the time of death, what happens? Soul travels with this subtle body, which is mind, ego, and intelligence. And Krishna says that at the end of death, whatever is your consciousness, that determines your next life. And life after that. And life after that. And there are 8.4 million species defined in the creation. Essentially, we could have 8.4 million desires in unlimited forms. For each desire, there is a body. And Krishna is so kind that because we said we are not interested in spiritual education, we are really not interested, as you said, turning towards you, Krishna, I'm interested in swimming. I'm interested in running. I'm interested in something else. I provided you a body which is not meant for it. The conversation happening, I'm just kind of paraphrasing things, right? Between Krishna and a devotee. But I did not give you this body for that. Oh, I gave you human body for different purpose. Oh, but you want to do this? Let me give you a different body. Because that's what you desire, you become a fish. So that you can swim. Fastest person on this planet. You want to run fastest? You want to become Olympian and get medals? I did not give you human body to run fastest. Why don't I make you? What? Thank you. To run faster. And so on. So we have to be careful what we desire. It will translate to one of the 8.4 million species pretty much. And then it takes long time to come back to human. So what is the purpose of human life? Anybody? Thank you, Mataji. You just gave the conclusion of the whole class. All of you are here for a reason in the temple on Sunday evening. And Krishna says, of course, 4 types of people come. Arthe, Artharthi, Jigyasu, and Jnani. Meaning someone who is in stress would come to me. Someone who wants something will come to me. Someone who is inquisitive will come to me. And someone who is in full knowledge will come to me. And we probably are in one of the 4 categories, all of us. And so, because we come to Krishna, there is something going on in our mind that ultimately leads to this question, what is the purpose of human life? Or I want something more. And that is the thought differentiate us from every living entity in the creation. That I can ask, I can reason, I can ask what is the purpose. Purpose cannot be paying mortgage. Purpose cannot be just keep paying mortgage and taxes and die. And keep buying and buying and then say, oh my God, now I have to downsize. I mean, pretty much this is the life goes on. This is called American dream. You upsize, then you reach to a point, then you want to downsize because now you can't handle anything. And then you are old. And then you go to palliative care at some point of time. And then palliative care doctor says, what? You know what is palliative care? Everybody knows? I give this example every time. We should know what is palliative care. Palliative, yes. Towards the end of life, right? So what it means is that doctor says that now I can't fix you. So let me help you reduce your pain so you can die peacefully. Is that right, sir? Yes. But actually palliative care starts right when we are born. Because as soon as we are born, the birth comes, the death is imminent. It is going to happen. So now we are living between birth and death. And what are we doing all our life? We are making some choices. B stands for birth, D for death. Between, if you know ABCDs, between B and D comes C. C stands for choices we make. And the choice that we make all our life is, oh, how I am going to be happy, how do I remove this pain? We constantly are working on removing the pain before we die. Like Prabhuji said there, it is really non-different than palliative care. So if we understand death is absolutely happening, we must at least make one goal to understand, let me understand why I die. What happens to me after death? Why I am born if I am going to die? What will happen, is if there is a life after that, am I going to have another family? That means, did I have another family before this life? And how many more families I had? And what did I do with them? Why it is happening? These are the questions we must ask. Otherwise, we are going to live another life in these sufferings. And that is why Srila Prabhupada came here. That is the knowledge he gave us that we must ask. I'll give you a couple of more verses to think through in this process. So once we know this, this is how it is. We are going to die. Mind, ego, and intelligence will travel. And so with soul gets another body and so on. So what do I do? How do I work in this life? Now that I understand this is suffering, that I do not suffer anymore. Yes, I have to turn towards Krishna. Yes, I have to do something. But how do I do it? I can't stop my activities. I can't stop my job. I can't stop feeding my family. I can't stop shopping. Things are needed. One is need, one is greed, right? Need and greed, really not much difference anymore these days. Which is what is the cause of identity crisis, because greed has become need, and that greed, which when becomes need, creates identity crisis because I become that thing. We talked about that. So instead of going with a lot of detail, this is all given in the books that Srila Prabhupada has written. So my request to all of you is that we may not finish this topic today. And this is not the topic that is going to finish in 45 minutes here. This is the topic that you take with you. And try to make a point to read Srila Prabhupada books. Try to read Bhagavad Gita, which was the translation, the purports were inspired by Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, that Srila Prabhupada then translated for us. One devotee asked one time to Srila Prabhupada that it's very hard to understand his books, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, very, very hard. And he was a scholar, by the way. He was an amazing person. We had a lot of pastimes this afternoon and morning, so I don't want to repeat that, but I'll probably share a few things so we understand who this personality is. He was a scholar of scholars. Scholars were afraid of him, actually, that if he comes, they would run away from there. If he comes, oh my, and he was very young. And this afternoon we learned from His Grace Nityanand Prabhu that he was talking about his English. His English, he made it technical. He said from art to technology. His English was so profound that even the British people had to use encyclopedia and dictionaries to understand what is he talking. So when this devotee asked him, it's very hard to understand, Srila Prabhupada said very, very simply, his books are for me. You read my books. He's further simplified for us. And why? Because Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur at that time was dealing with, in the region of Bengal, some of you might know, with the different type of I would say characters and philosophies, which include Mayavadi, Shunyavad, Sahajiyas, etc., which were taking away people from Krishna. They were becoming they were becoming that I am the controller, I am the God. From that mentality, he needed to turn everybody towards Krishna. So Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur really had to give them a fight. So he would go into their assemblies as a young teenager boy and defeat them. Even at the age of 7, he knew entire Bhagavad Gita. And he would not only just knew that he could recite the verses, he could actually give purports from all these philosophers and then defeat them with the Bhakti Yoga philosophy given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And so they were afraid He would go into their assembly and talk for days. And first day he would praise, okay, like in one of the assemblies where he was invited was Pandits and Brahmins, scholars came from all over the India. So he spoke first day praising the character of the Pandits and Brahmanas or the Gurus, right? So all these people who are listening were very, very happy. Oh, he's praising us. Next day, he tells them how to become that Brahmana, and he told them how they were not actually following the principles. And he literally gave them the principles from the Shastras. They feel really ashamed what they were doing. That is why he is known as Lion Guru. He gave on the face to everybody who was preaching against Krishna. And so Srila Prabhupada got his instruction from Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And of course, he's a divine personality. He is not an ordinary personality. We can go on and on about him. If, in the morning also we heard this pastime. He was born in Jagannath Puri. And when Jagannath Yatra, if some of you know, you must have seen Festival of Joy also here in Dallas. And it is one of the biggest chariot festival in the world that happens in India. And that whole chariot actually stopped right in front of his house. And they could not move for 3 days. And then mother of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur brought the baby. Was 3 months old or something? I don't remember exactly what was the age. But point is that brought the baby out, and the baby raised his hands and touched the lotus feet of Jagannath. Then the Rath could move. That is Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. So he is a divine personality. He is not an ordinary personality that we are actually looking at today. And he put this seed in Srila Prabhupada, who himself is a divine personality, by the way, but he gave this seed to Srila Prabhupada to go and preach in West. Otherwise, Srila Prabhupada was doing absolutely okay on a spiritual platform also. He was in Vrindavan, the most exalted place on this planet, or in the creation actually, and in the spiritual world also. He was very well situated. He did not need to leave that comfort and come here. Only for that compassion for the entire world, he came to this place. In that cold, imagine 70-year-old person just walking, trying to find whom do I preach, sitting in Clyde Warren Park, doing kirtan there, not knowing who is going to come. But because he is transcendental, because his voice has so much of mercy, it just transformed the heart of people who were engaged in all kind of activities which goes against the principles of the Bhagavad Gita or the spiritual principles. It is not easy to transform the heart. And that is why Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was so angry with these Sahajiyas, which is another sect there, who would on an artificial platform play the role as if they are part of the Krishna Leela. They will become gopis, and there are songs. These days also they have, I heard that, what is that song called? Chale Aayenge, Bihari, something like that. You did not feed some, sorry, I'm forgetting the words. But there are so many songs that people hear today in the name of bhajan and kirtan, which are not written by Vaishnav, senior Vaishnavas and sadhus. And they are just a sense gratification that, I'm going to be part of this Leela, I will do this, I'll do that, and hence I am great. And then they start dressing up like that. And Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was really, really hard on them. First, you be awake before you say that. There is a bhajan called Radhe Jago, Radhe Jago. That's the example I've heard. And this devotee keeps saying, Radhe Jago, Radhe Jago. You're waking up Radharani. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, first you wake up. That is how he was. That is why he's called Lion Guru. But he is a very, very soft and tender heart. He just wanted to make sure Everybody can be delivered on this planet Earth. And that is why when the prophecy happened 400 years back, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, one of my Senapati, my general, will come and take this moment of the holy name and chanting of the holy name in every town and village of the world. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur identified that person and empowered that person, which is His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, who came to America. And then from here, in 11 years, he had nothing. He made this type of center, 108 centers in the world. Purely for one purpose, people must get education. They must have access to Bhagavad Gita. They must have access to scriptures in a simple way in their language. More than 75 languages it is translated now. I heard the number 250 million this afternoon. That many number of people are now impacted and chanting every day in the world. More than 250 million. It sounds big, but it's very small compared to more than 700 billion people on this planet Earth. Plus, if you include animals and trees and plants and everybody, I don't know how many more billion we are talking. So we have a choice, like Arjun had choice. Either follow this, bring the spiritual education in life, or enjoy happily in the material world and follow old age, disease and death and keep doing it and become a cockroach one day. I'm not trying to scare you. This is reality. Everybody knows we are going to get old, disease and die. We know that, we see it. Actually, we see it every day. This, our role models are very rich people, very famous people, very this people, very that people. Someone who has 6 abs is our role model, etc., etc. They all are getting old. They are all dying. They are all getting diseased. And if we do not learn from them, then Krishna cannot, nobody can help. Because it is the choice we have to make. Everything is given to us. In Bhagavad Gita, several times says most confidential knowledge, confidential knowledge. There is a chapter called the most confidential knowledge. That whole most confidential knowledge with the grace of His Divine Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur and His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, we have it in our houses, easily available, even for free. And if we still do not take the most confidential knowledge, that is why it remains most confidential. So if this makes sense, even a little bit teeny tiny, I would humbly request to all of you, I see a lot of children also, please have a copy of Bhagavad Gita or a book of Srila Prabhupada with you. And if you have a copy of Bhagavad Gita for you, everyone in the family must have their own copy of Bhagavad Gita. And the reason is that everyone must make their own notes. It is not the book to keep in altar. Of course, you can keep it in altar. It is the book to read, to make notes, to bring it to the temple, to go to Bhakti Vrakshas. We have several programs in whole Dallas-Fort Worth area, home programs on Saturdays and Sundays, where you can join for this discussion. It is there on website called kalachandji.org, and there you can see in service, then you can see these programs. We have programs right here. Every single day there is a Bhagavad Gita discussion going on in the temple at 7 p.m. Every day in the morning we have Srimad Bhagavatam classes, which has a divine knowledge. It is said that if you hear Srimad Bhagavatam, your material clock stops that time until you are in the class. It starts again as we go back to material side of it. So if you want to increase every day 1 hour, you can even log into YouTube, kalachandji.com live, and you can save 1 hour of your life. Increase 1 more hour just by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam class. So I will pause here. Please do take books with you if you don't have it. If you have it but your family members do not have it, please take one for them. If everybody has in the family, take for your neighbor, take for your family member. But please take. This is an amazing day today. This is an amazing month. This is the month Bhagavad Gita was spoken. On English calendar, it is December 1st when it was spoken. Can you imagine? Krishna spoke to Arjuna. What we are discussing, what we got from Guru Parampara here, was spoken this month 5,000 years back. And today is the disappearance day of such an amazing personality. So if you take any book today, it's going to be an amazing blessing. So I humbly request, we have a book table outside. We have books here. Please do take it. I'll pause here, Prabhu. And if anybody has any comments, thoughts, corrections, Mataji is here. Thank you for coming. Please do that.
Prabhuji, thank you for the very wonderful class and for encouraging us all to distribute books. Because as you said, the human form of life is so very rare. And there's 400,000 human species, but there's 8 million of the other species, the animals, the birds, the beasts, the fish, everything. So we hear that Krishna is all good, all kind. Why are there so many species of life that we can fall into? It's a lot.
Yeah.
8 million. And then 400,000 species of human. So it's just very shocking to hear that. So what is your understanding of...
So we actually discussed that in the first part of the class.
I'm sorry I missed it.
No, you didn't. You know everything, Mataji. She's just making sure that I understand that. She's our mentor, coach. She's Srila Prabhupada's disciple. So she's asking this question for the whole assembly here because she knows the answer very well. So what we discussed, Mataji, and correct her if that was right, it's really representing our desires. Each species is representing desire, which is called Bhoga Yoni, meaning that if I'm not asking this question in human life, who am I, what is the purpose of life, but I want to run against my material desires only, there is a body available for material desires. So we go into one of those species if that is our consciousness at the time of death. If we don't ask this question, who am I? And if we don't connect with Krishna, which he says in Bhagavad Gita, he says that yat karoshi yadnashi, meaning that do everything for me. I am the ultimate enjoyer. Bhoktaram yagya tapasam. And if you water the roots, which is Bhoktaram, Krishna, everybody will be happy. But if you keep watering the leaves, everybody will starve and die. And we will get the birth, what Mataji is saying, in 8 million species. Then how do we do that? Then he concludes that in Bhagavad Gita in chapter 18, Sarva dharman parityaja mam ekam sharanam raja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshaishami masucha. Meaning, now leave all varieties of activities, religious things, or whatever you are doing. Just take the shelter of me, because I will take you out of all of your karmic reactions and papas, not only of this life, but every life from the past. And hence you will come to me, I promise you that.
Thank you so much. I heard one devotee ask a similar question to His Holiness Veerabahu Prabhu. He's a spiritual master in South America, Latin America, Mexico. And so they asked him, why are there so many species of life? And so he answered, well, it doesn't sound like enough because we're all still here.
Yes. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Anybody has any other comments, questions? Please raise your hand if you're going to take at least one book today after this. I'm going to put you on spot. Please take it. This is an amazing day. Don't hold your hand back. Don't worry about if you don't have donation. We will give books to you. But please take something. Give it to a friend. This is the month of giving. You know, if somebody follows the news back in India, what is happening? President Putin is visiting India or visited. What did Prime Minister of India gave him as a gift? Bhagavad Gita as it is in Russian. And that is what he takes. He went to Japan, he gave Bhagavad Gita as it is in Japanese. Can you imagine? Why can't we give to our neighbors, our friends and family? It's just $15 and you don't even have to give that. Just take it. Thank you, Prabhu. Anybody? We have what? 2-3 more minutes? Or you have no time? If you are out of time, that's fine. One more question. Oh, next to you.
Sometimes when I was in the mental hospital, I would think of Krishna like he was bugging on his ass and chased me around. That sometimes like ask Krishna, why are you bugging your ass at me? He didn't say anything to me. He kept bugging on his ass.
Well, just come right here. Keep chanting. He will
Uh-huh.
become friend. He won't bug you anymore. There's a question,
Okay.
Prabhu, behind you. All vegetarian food. Thank you very much. Prasadam. Veggie. Yes, Prabhu.
So, going back to the story of Prahlad and Hiranyakashyap ji,
Yes.
it says that if Hiranyakashyap says the name of Hari at the last time, at the last breath, he is free from all the scenes or all that he all of
All the
that.
papas.
Yeah.
All the negative
So
things. Negative karma.
why? How is that possible? He
Yeah.
committed sins throughout his life,
Yes.
and he says Hari
Yes.
at the last breath,
Yes.
and he gets rid of all the sins.
Yes.
How is that possible?
Because
is that a
Krishna-
mythology or it's a reality?
No,
to it?
Krishna said that ant kale cha mameva smaran muktava kalevaram. It is Krishna's word, Krishna's promise. But here's the problem. I'll try to finish in 1 minute. This itself is a long class, Prabhu, but I'm glad you asked this question. Ant kale cha mameva smaran muktava kalevaram. If you remember me at the last minute, you will actually come to me. If you remember, whoever we remember, we go to that situation. Like Mataji said, if we remember certain other desires, we get that body. But in order to remember Krishna at the last minute, we have to practice the whole life. It cannot happen last minute. We will only remember what is in our mind and desire. You can imagine that we are sitting in this temple room. How many of us we are here actually? Our mind is somewhere else making other plans. That is because of our desires. So we have to practice. That is why Srila Prabhupada says, chant the holy name, which is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
His gaze